Sacramento at SacAnime, and this alarm is to wake you up in the morning. And get up, because Sully's looking for you.
Oh, God!
There you go. Yeah, as you could wake up to. Come on, suck it. Flipped over in the car. I fell out of a plane. Where are you out there? There you go. Fell out of a plane, no parachute. That's, by the way, that's actually a funny story because I actually had to do the part where, where he lands on the box, unless you're a terrible player and you miss. Which I hear in my house most mornings. Dad killed you again. We actually had to do that, and I hit the box too hard and went right off it. But I didn't break my back.
I like me.
Yes?
All right, this is a three-part question about...
Oh, for God's sake, I only do 2 parts.
Okay, well...
I'll give you 3. I'll give you 3 because you're here and you wore a jacket. Anybody else? No?
All right, so this is a 3-part question about one of your lesser-known games, Alpha Protocol.
Stephen Heck.
Yeah. What was it like being Stephen Heck?
It was crazy. It was like Deadpool without the mask and the... it was crazy. You know what was great? Stephen Heck, I kind of took Joe Pantoliano, and I literally pictured Steve Buscemi in my head. I didn't do the voice. I don't do the voice, but I just pictured, like that kind of manic thing. The guy who just, he kind of, and if you listen back, he kind of sounds like he has the same attitude as a Deadpool. Anybody who just is that crazy, because great thing about playing somebody crazy people don't think they're crazy, as most of you out there know. Crazy, a guy playing a jerk is so much fun because, somebody's a jerk. They don't think they're a jerk. They're an asshole. He's an asshole. Crazy people don't think they're crazy. Everybody else is. Stephen Heck was that guy. Blast to play. Love doing that. I killed like 3 people on my way home after that. I was into the part. It's good. It's an art. And guess what? It's a write-off. Didn't know that.
Yeah, well,
what's number 2?
If they ever get around to making a sequel, will you be willing to reprise the role?
Yes, absolutely. Done. Are you producing? Let's go.
I only have the money,
Okay, we'll get the funding.
Yeah. Also, how well would Stephen Heck get along with, say, Desmond Miles or Nathan Drake?
Oh, he'd probably try to kill them in the first 5 minutes, and then take their shoes. That's all I can think of.
I think the real question would be how Stephen Heck would kill them.
I would say he would... There would be blades involved. Guns and messes. There'd be blades. He'd want to be up close and personal.
Would fire be involved?
Fire could be involved. How about a fiery knife from hell? Don't do that. I haven't seen it all. Doesn't matter. As long as there's boobs, I'm good. Although Spartacus was a bit of an awakening. No guy needs to see that at 11:30 at night. Oh, what's this? It's penis. It was like, wow, there's a lot of it. A lot of it. I had to take the Silkwood shower. It's an old movie. Look it up.
Well,
thank you. Somebody gets it. He gets it.
Well, thanks for answering all my questions.
I appreciate all of them. Fiery knife from hell.
Hello.
Hey.
I have a question. So the first thing I ever saw you or heard you as was Sergeant Forge and Romeo, and I was wondering what it's like, or how it compares working in the Halo universe versus like Uncharted or something.
Those are cool. That's just kind of a military kind of thing. The whole Sergeant Forge stuff. It was so cool to be part of Halo in any way. I will tell you a funny story about Romeo. I remember doing the thing, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we got Trisha Helfer, we got Nathan Fillion and everything." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I used to love Firefly, Joss Whedon. I love that show." And Alan Tudyk and I have done cartoons together. I know Alan well. And I finally got to meet Nathan at that thing, and on a couple of sessions. Such a cool guy. And I remember an article came out like in Game Informer, one of those magazines, that had the cast of characters. There's Nathan Fillion, he's playing this guy, and then it's Trisha Helfer, this one, and then it said Romeo, unknown voice actor. Oh. And it was just a blank page, and I'm just sitting there. No, it wasn't. I didn't care about me because that great thing. I like the anonymity. That's fine. And I'm like, what the heck? Oh, they made Romeo an African American. He was not when I recorded it. And I think they were worried that, and this happens all the time. Phil Lamar is an African American friend of mine. He's a buddy of mine who does white character. Oh, he's amazing. Oh, he does amazing things. We kind of go over, you know, it doesn't matter. I mean, the voice, it doesn't matter what color you are. You know, it shouldn't. I mean, sometimes you're playing an alien or a puppet or like a monster. It doesn't matter. But apparently they got nervous that they thought, you know, this should have been a black actor and not doing, you know, but it was white. And it was like, they changed the name. It wasn't Romeo, but he made him Romeo. And I found out later that they were just a little nervous that they thought people would see that the black character was by a white actor, and it didn't make sense because there was another alternate voices done by some other guys who were black actors, and the characters were white. So it really was just one of those kind of politically correct, kind of stupid things because Phil is so talented. He has so many voices, and you know, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's another great thing about this part of business. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, purple. It doesn't matter. Purple. Have you seen Purple Beat? No. Blue. I mean, it doesn't matter. You know, it just and it's a great thing. You know, it doesn't. But politically correct made me the unknown voice actor, which is odd because the box that said unknown voice actor was white. So who's racist now? So yeah, it was. But being any part of the Halo series, that's just an honor. I mean, that's just amazing stuff.
Was Halo Wars more fun than ODST or the other way around?
I like doing Forge, but because ODST was a little bit smaller, I don't think Romeo makes it.
Well, he's black.
I don't think Romeo made it. Wow.
Let's go first.
Well, yeah, but remember Eddie Murphy used to do that whole bit on these that black people will never be in the horror movies because they're too smart. Get out! Oh, he said, it's a beautiful house, baby. I just say we say, get out. Too bad we can't stay. The end. Roll credits. It's the best. Yeah, no. So no, I can't. It's like these are all kind of like kids of mine. Prince of Persia, I had a little problem with. And I'm like, really? Beautiful game, well done. Shouldn't have been an American accent. Princess thing, princess. Well, it should have been something more. Here's a crazy story. Prince of Persia, I kept pushing like a slight Brit accent, or maybe kind of do a Middle Eastern something that kind of had a little flavor, just a touch, and not just the Nathan Drake. The voice was getting used too much, as most of you tweeted. And then they did the movie, Jake Gyllenhaal, and guess who went in and covered him in the trailer, doing the British Jake Gyllenhaal. So I was like, oh, you should have done this, because this is, yeah, so when the trailer, he wasn't available to cover a couple of lines. He said, Princess, we have to go. I was like, yes, we should have done that. Because Kari Wahlgren, who's an amazing voice actor, she was the princess, and she was elegant in that. I mean, so much fun, and it was such a beautiful game. And oh, she's so sweet.
Thank you.
You bet. See, I told you I'd go off on tangents.
We love him.
Are you hurt? You look injured. You've had.
I got so many bandages.
I know, the bandages are all over.
It hurts.
It
It hurts so bad.
Okay, again, suck it up. She flipped in a car.
Okay. In your opinion, what is your favorite line in Deadpool?
Are there kids here that really young?
No.
Fuck you, Nolan. That was my favorite. When we had the phone call back to me, and because I sat there and they said, oh yeah, we'll just end it like this. I said, no, we'll end it like this. Fuck you. That was pretty cool. Thanks so much. Yeah, as I say to myself, dig me. What's up, Nate?
How are you doing?
You got it.
My question is just if you had a dream project or any sequel, bringing back any character you've done, live action, video game, what would it be?
I'd really like to get the guy who died in Star Trek back. Because that was fun.
Hopefully have more than 2 lines.
One.
Oh, it was 1?
Yeah, it was supposed to be. No, it was, that was, again, it was 2 weeks for that one line. It was the most fun I've had. I mean, Abrams is a genius. He's so much fun. And if anybody's played make-believe when you were kids, they built a starship. A stage is kind of this big. They built a starship. They built a starship. They built a starship. They had hallways. They would remove, when they're running down a hallway, it's a real hallway for the long shot. It's a real hallway. You move to me, boy. So for a long shot, they're running down a hallway. Then, if you want them running side, they can take out a wall, and they built a starship. And the funniest thing about it is the panel. I'm standing, Peter Weller's to my left, and I'm standing there working on this board, and they had a board that actually worked. It probably cost more than they paid me to make this thing. And ultimately, I was delivering a couple lines to Weller this way, and Abrams said, "Hey, I have an idea. Let's go around the other side." And he came around to the back, and he said, "Just look up to your right, like you're touching a panel." So I kind of do this. So from your view, and that's where I deliver my line, like I'm looking at a panel. So they had all this money right here for the real panel, and then ultimately ends up me just going, "Power coming online, sir." And that was it. It was a blast. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, depending on how good a gamer you are, my character shouldn't die, right? I don't know. Most of them have. I don't know. Bring one back. I don't know. I never got to. We were talking about Sigmund earlier. I would have liked to see Sigmund being more Ratchet and Clank. So I thought he was, because it was just different. I tweeted this. It was actually awesome. What's the line when the Vengeance goes into the city? If everybody saw Star Trek, the Vengeance, the ship goes into the city and explodes, and Cumberbatch, survives. He jumps out, and everybody. I think it's Sulu. He says nobody could have survived that. And somebody in the crowd somewhere went, "Drake could!" and I emailed that to JJ, and he said, "Yeah, Drake could, but you didn't." But he said, "See you soon." So I'm okay with it.
Nice.
So, you bet.
Hello, Nolan.
Hello.
How are you today?
Well,
Yeah, I know that is. Sadly, I have a question for Deadpool and not Drake.
All right, no, that's fine. What do you need?
All right, so Deadpool, remember when you were slapping the hell out of Wolverine?
Yeah, of course.
I was wondering if you could give us more reasons as to why you kept slapping him.
Oh, God. I can't do that. Man. No, I'm not going to talk about the game, man. Just want to know where the rest of your shirt went. I'm just kidding. Okay. I don't remember the whole bar sequence of that. I don't remember what they kept in, so I don't know. You mean when he's hitting them, he's like, "It's this."
Tell me, it's just that's because
The player keeps pressing the game.
This is for me. We love you.
Yeah. Oh God, you put me on the spot. I don't remember that stuff. A lot of times we'll just make things up. You sit there, and this is for spam, and this is because I hate chocolate, and this is because you don't wear glasses, and this is because, just because. We literally would just go through those things until I wet my pants and forgot who I was for 20 minutes. That's all I. That's all I.
That's all right. That's just my question. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now sit down. Go buy a sweater.
Hi, Nolan.
Hello.
Could I get a high five?
Sure. From me?
From you!
I'm kidding. Of course from me. Well, somebody else on the bench? Come here. Gotta be jumping. Oh, you missed. Again, good one. Yeah! Man, just wants a high five. God, see? See, he gave me something. Anybody else?
I'll give you a hug.
Again, wait in the car. What's up?
Hey, Stephen Heck was the Bleach torture guy, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so
Really
I have a
enjoyed
question.
that.
It's weird because the Last of Us panel is going on as we speak as well.
It is?
Yeah. Baker
Why
and
am I not
Johnson.
part of that?
You died, remember?
Spoiler!
Alright, I have a question kind of about that.
Somebody give me a scarf and I'll be Troy for 5 minutes. He can wear a scarf and a vest like no other man.
So,
What? Oh, no, I'm not really doing Troy. I'm still sexually active. Wait till tomorrow, I'm actually doing a panel with Troy. Come to that. Seriously?
Which one is that?
It'll be the Troy Baker Nolan Northman.
You got it.
Minute of voice acting.
Girl broke her back in a car accident. 4 years ago, Bella. It's horrible. So we're gonna have to go long on this panel. I'm just telling you right now. I don't care who's in here next.
all right.
They're gonna have Eyeshine or somebody come by and just like, no, Eyeshine, you need to wait. I'm sorry, you have a question and I'm just rambling.
That's all right.
What's up?
So, all your games with Naughty Dog are, kind of movie cinematic-y.
Oh yeah.
But, thanks. All right. For David,
Yes.
kind of pretty much the polar opposite of
That was kind of the idea. Huh?
everyman, Nolan North, Desmond Miles kind of character. Was that kind of for you? I know this is kind of, but was it for you a return to your onstage dramatic acting?
Oh, any of the motion capture we do is, I consider that on camera. And the funny thing is, because games are now making billions of dollars, Hollywood has kind of taken notice of that. I mean, the reason I'm in Star Trek was because of Uncharted. I mean, J.J. Abrams is a fan of the game. I did some voice work where I played another African-American character in, get this, in the one with the, oh, she's giving me 10 minutes. I'll do this fast. The J.J. Abrams movie with the kid, the train. Super 8, thank you. Remember where the bus gets turned over? Bill, you're gonna like this because the bus flipped over. Bus flips over, and the black driver goes, ah, and he goes, ah! We were doing that stuff. I was just doing some stuff for him, and one of my friends sat there, and I did a big scream. He's like, "Hey, easy, Dre. You're gonna ruin that Uncharted money you got coming in." I'm like, and I kind of laughed, and JJ just turned. He goes, "What does he mean, Drake Uncharted?" Yeah, Nathan Drake and Uncharted. He goes, "What do you mean you're Nathan Drake?" And I literally looked at him. I went, "I don't know how else to say that." and long story short, he ended up putting me in that. So people are taking notice. So I take all the motion capture just as much as, that's as on camera as anything. It's like I started in theater in New York, and it's like theater. I mean, you have very limited sets. It's about the connection you have with the actors. Performance capture, they don't even call it motion capture anymore. It's now performance capture. And Andy Serkis is the one who had one of the best lines I've ever heard. He's a genius, and someday I will work with him. Knock on fake wood. It's not real. I need a piece of wood. He said, what I do as Gollum or anything is just like any other actor, except I wear digital makeup. And it's true. So when I did David in Last of Us, I was saying earlier, we saw a picture of what David looked like. You know the actor David Strathairn? Anybody? If you look him up, Google him, you'll see the picture. He reminded me of David. I mean, I guess if you were doing a movie of Last of Us, you needed David Strathairn would be kind of in my head. Because he has these kind eyes, and watch the behind the scenes of that. You'll see how I justify a pedophile cannibal. Which only I can do. And you'll be like, no way can he do that. By the end you'll be like, I totally get David. He's a sympathetic character. He's just hungry and horny.
That's right, Ellie. Hungry and horny. Doesn't have to end this way, Ellie.
Everybody, and one of the best things, Amy Hennig created all the Uncharted. Was at Naughty Dog. She called me. She said, "I just heard you and David, and I had no idea it was you." And I love the fact that they did that. We kept it super quiet. Even I kept my mouth shut long enough, so it was a surprise. So it's great to play somebody opposite Drake and to do something like that. And it was fun too. Ashley Johnson, if you haven't got a chance to meet her or see her at a panel, she's great. And she was just, she basically machetes my head off. Not off, it's split.
I think she kind of hit you in the head.
Kind of in the middle.
Like 20 times.
As many times as the player presses A. Or until Troy actually pulled her off me.
Spoilers.
It was awesome. I'll try to get through this. We've got about 7 minutes, right? I'll get through everybody. I want to get everybody.
Hi, Nolan.
Hi.
My question is, what was the hardest thing that you ever did when you were doing the voice acting for Uncharted?
What was the hardest thing in Uncharted doing? Like physically? The hardest part of doing Uncharted is, and I was telling people yesterday at a panel, is people don't realize that we do all the cinematics in the motion capture suits, but we also do, as the player character, I have to do every movement that you do. And so if you're like just walking through the jungle, we do a thing called idle to walk, and you have to go, basically we stand on the leg and they go action, and I just walk forward. Then we have to do it on this right, angle, like 135 degrees, whatever it is, I don't know, right, and then 90 right, then back. So if you just decide, I'll show you. If I'm here, we idle, and then we walk, right? I have to do that in the volume. And then all of a sudden, let's say you just say, hey, let's make them sprint. Like that. Now I have to do the sprint, so I do that. Now, for some of you sadists out there who say, let's make him go that way in the sprint, I literally have to do the action. Now guess what? Maybe it doesn't look cool to the designer, so I have to do that 30 times. And I'm running about 20 yards on all of these. Then, guess what? Let's sprint, and you're in gunfire. Now I have to do all these sprints like that. You're crouching in cover, and you have to do everything that you see Drake do. I've had to do it in a motion capture suit. It's really hard. I've woken up, I'm not getting any younger, and I've woken up where my quads are just going, why did you do this? Just your legs, it's a great workout, but we're dripping. It's like, get this to a dry cleaner. Because it's those little things though, like I was telling you about the book with Doug Holder, the attention to their detail, I think I owe that to them and to all of you that it looks really good, and I try to do everything I can. That being said, I was doing one of those one time, and I like to cycle. I'm a cyclist. And I like to, that's how I get on the road, go 3-4 hours out. I just got back from Mammoth. I did like a 65-mile ride. It was crazy. I almost died, but I made it. Thanks to water and gel packs and a friendly deer named Adam. No, I didn't believe it wasn't Adam. It was like John or something. Point is, I had gone over. I hurt I actually cracked 2 ribs on a bike accident I had. And on one of those falls, we had to kind of stumble out of it in the hallucination things. You had to do the idle like he was hallucinating. And I tripped and went down, and I cracked my sternum. And we had to keep shooting the rest of the day. And that was when we were shooting Uncharted 3 and Golden Abyss. So I had no days off, and I had like this brace on, trying to keep and there were certain things I couldn't do. And Ruben Langdon, one of the stunt guys, actually, I wanted to do this. I'm so glad I didn't. But Drake hanging from the helicopter, from the airplane, big fan out there of the airplane? Yep. That was a real dude. Named Ruben Langdon, and they put him on 2 wires, and they're pulling his legs one way, up and down and side to side, while he held on to a bar for about 8 hours. Crazy. So that hurt. So that's the most physical stuff. That hurts. Painful. That and one time the check didn't get there on time. I was like, come on. $82. That's what I got. Best. Thanks.
Okay, I don't know how fast you can answer this, but how did you land the part of Deadpool, and how do you get into the mindset of Deadpool?
I did Deadpool in. What was the second part?
How do you get into the mindset of being Deadpool?
You basically have no rules. Let's say they said, okay, you don't have to live by society's rules ever again anymore. So you can say anything you want. Do anything you want to anybody, whatever. You want to go set him on fire? Bang, do it. Hey, why not? Look at that head. Gone. That's how you get into the mindset of Deadpool. You just throw everything you know about being a good person or a bad person. Just do anything you want. You're Deadpool. Landed the part because I did a movie, Hulk vs. Wolverine. I worked on, yeah, good flick. And it was actually a voice actor who told me he went to Comic-Con, Fred Tatasciore, who does Hulk. Fred came back and said, "Oh, your Deadpool killed." I'm like, "What?" We actually made that the movie, and she's trying to get me out of here. We did the Deadpool movie. Okay. She's gonna let me finish. We did the Deadpool. They did it. They used a Canadian actor to do Deadpool, and the producers were the same guys who did Wolverine and the X-Men, where I did Cyclops. And they came and they said it just isn't right. It's just not Deadpool. And they explained who Deadpool was. They said it's kind of you between takes, but not as dirty. And I said, all right. And I said, where's the script? And they said, no. We're going to show you the scene. You'll hear what he says and everything. But then we're going to run through the scene again and just take out the sound, and make it up. And that's what we did for most of that movie. Rock-a-bye, bang! I mean, I made up something like, hey, let's go look at those floating babies. Because I was like, what am I looking at? You're the producer. I'm like, what am I looking at? What's with the tube? They said, oh, they're clones. I'm like, whatever. And so I roll back and I just make comment, hey Deadpool, hey Wolverine, shot you in the ass. We do all that stuff just because he's over there and they needed filler. It's one of the things we do in Uncharted, which a lot of people don't know. Designers, the programmers, they'll play through a level that they've completed, they bring it to me, and we sit in the studio. It's called Chasing Picture. It's one of my favorite things to do, and they literally show the picture, and I just make up stuff. If you walk through, or run through the chateau, it's like, come on, we gotta get through here, so like, hey, popcorn machine, and keep running. Totally made up because I thought, Amy's getting about, did you just say popcorn machine? I said, yeah, it looks like a popcorn machine. But I think that's something that we connected, right? Because you'd be playing that going, is that a popcorn machine? And then you hear him go, is that a popcorn machine? You're like, oh! Right? So I actually kind of do some of those things. Those ad-libs are kind of like what I see through a gamer's eyes. Like if I were playing, I'd be like, what is that? Like, look at that sunset, that's a killer. Okay, I should say that. Or like, it's like, is that a submarine selling? Whatever. It's just, so you have more answers than you needed. Tiny bit. Take it, learn from it.
I'll run away with it.
There you go. Hi.
I have two.
Okay, 2. That means there's 4 left. We'll go fast though, I promise.
What is some of your favorite lines you've ever said?
Like ever?
As a character.
Oh, as a character. Fucking Nolan was pretty good. That was pretty cool from Deadpool. I try to think of some of the recent ones. Richtofen is very good, yeah. Now is the stabby time. The stabby time is very good, I like that. But there's so many good things, and there's it's really hard to pick, because, if you said, well, what are your best Richtofen lines? It's like, oh my God. I mean, just, I know when I was making Richtofen just a little more zany, I couldn't believe they let me take it that far. And we're actually going to pull him back a little bit in future Richtofen episodes. But I remember one of the producers at Activision came back and said, oh, you got to listen to my ringtone. And he literally puts in the ringtone, it's like, he said, yeah, he calls me, he said, yeah, call me back. And he called him and the phone goes off. And instead of a ring, it just goes, oh, it's on my face! The blood is on my face! Oh, it's on my face! And I just was like, wow. And it's like, that goes off in public? He goes, the blood! Zombies, it's all over my face! It's all over my face! And it was like so wrong. And they kept it. I mean, sometimes I play the game and I see comments somewhere and they go, oh yeah, this line, I'm like, oh, it's horrible. I'm a horrible person. There's just been too many. I love and rather than like a line, like that sequence at the end of Uncharted 2 that Elaine and I did, Emily and I made that up, that little thing. She said, oh, how scary are you on a scale of 1 to 10? 4? My life is on there. What clowns are like? That whole thing, that was so much fun. And another thing that kind of brought realism and that's a conversation anybody would have here. That's Nate. That's who Nathan Drake is right there. I just won't even give him that to the end. So, I don't know. I'm sorry. I wish I could give you more. I love them all.
That's so cool though. The second part.
Sure.
My best friend Megan over there.
Megan?
She loves you. Could you say hi and wave at her?
Hi, Megan. I'm so sorry you aren't up here. You're back there. But thank you for sending your emissary. Hi.
Hi, Nolan.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Did you hear that? I got a little too close.
I was wondering if you could say, oh, Kitty, we're getting wet from Uncharted 3. What? From Uncharted 3, Drake's
Can I do what?
Can you say, oh, it's Porky, we're getting wet from Uncharted 3?
I can't, I'm sorry.
And Nathan's voice, as Nathan Drake.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's the poor kitty wet.
Oh, Kitty got wet?
Yeah, Porky.
Ah, poor Kitty got wet. Again, my son made that whole thing up. Cats got wet. Kitty got wet. And would you add any more?
No.
Oh, thank you. Huh?
Say it as Deadpool.
Yeah, Kitty got wet. Your pussy's soaked. That's how Deadpool. Now you see the difference. And hey, you made that dirty, not me. That's a cat in a bucket. Our last one, cool. You, congratulations. Oh, look at it. Are you going to sing for us? I love it. Hold on. I'm going to answer it like this too.
Actually, my favorite question actually is staff member saying that this is actually the end of the panel. That was the last question you just answered.
Oh,
yeah.
You're...
So,
No, you're obliged to ask one now. She doesn't know who I am. She doesn't care.
I'm not a gamer. I don't have any time I study. I'm sorry.
Just ask me what I have for breakfast.
Oh, I have one. Okay. What do you plan on having for dinner tonight?
Well, I plan on going down to the jazz club. We're gonna have ourselves a little steak. We're gonna play a little jazz. We might see if Tiger moved up on Phil Mickelson today. We're gonna see if the Cardinals won. Then we're gonna have ourselves a baked potato.
I really am not going anywhere, but I appreciate the question. There are 4 people in pink that are walking out of the auditorium. 4 people in pink that are walking out. They don't know we're talking about them, but we're all looking at them, and there they go. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. You're the best. And see, we're right on time. Polo! Get it? Because it's a mark. Forget it. I now have to climb the rafters out of here. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you.
Check out bkbn.net. Jason David Frank, Tommy the Green Ranger.